So that's just me, man. That's how I feel. You know, I really don't see myself as this large in life individual. I see myself as a person that got an opportunity, took advantage of it, blessed, and trying to make the most of his moment. So I never see myself as above anyone else.
One of the biggest moments prior leading up to the fight itself was actually the press conference. And man, you kind of made you def not kind of you definitely made headlines, filming the little shenanigans between Eddie Alvarez and Conor McGregor. What was going through your head when that was happening? But let me tell you something. Before you tell us what was going through your head, I gotta tell you, man, you look cool and calm and collected as you was filming. It's almost like you was about to film a video for World Star.
Well, first thing, what was going through his head? He was the one that was dressed like Cruella DeVille from the 101 Dalmatians. He was the one who decided to come hella late to the press conference, dancing around like a buffoon, and then pull the don't hold me back," aka hold me back. Don't get mad at me because I filmed it. I've been to a lot of street fights. I've seen a lot of stuff go down, and people don't believe it unless they see footage of it. So if you gonna have the nerve to do that, I'm gonna have the nerve to film you. What
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
do is
blame
just sit there and watch you do this crazy stuff right on the side of me. So I say, you know what? I'm gonna film it. I knew he wasn't gonna throw the chair. If I was so worried about whether or not he was gonna throw the chair, I wouldn't have been standing there filming. I would have moved myself out of the way. But I knew he wasn't gonna throw it.
Oh,
So
there was, yeah, you're right about
oh
that.
yeah, he was upset that I posted it. I'm like, why aren't you upset with yourself for doing it? When you looked at yourself on video, you should have been disgusted with yourself that you embarrassed yourself,
Now, you
not
know
mad
what?
at me.
I don't think he was mad that you posted it. I think he was mad at what you said about it when you posted it. About I think you called him out saying when you said, what was it that you said? You said,
I said, this is how you look. I said, this is what it looks like when somebody, I forgot, I have to check it out.
yeah, but when you know you don't want to really fight or something along
Yeah,
them lines.
something like
Yeah,
that. Like when you trying to say, don't hold me back when you really want to be held back.
yeah, and I think he was mad that you called him out on that aspect of it because I mean it was dead on. Like you could see through his body language, he had no intention of throwing that chair. I mean, he kind of raised it up, and he had no intention of throwing it. He had no intention of doing anything, physical. And the
Yeah,
fact that you
and I
called him out,
mean,
I think
I
it
don't
hurt.
know if Dana White, trains, per se MMA. I know he does a little boxing, but he kind of scooped you over one arm though. Like if you
Yeah,
really wanted to get through,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. So
Just
I
keep it
mean,
real.
yeah, he was salty on that, and then y'all had little words over the internet or on Twitter.
No, what had happened was he was salty over that, and I thought it was funny. If somebody would have did that to me, I'd have been like, my exact answer would be like, oh, you hella bogus for doing me like that on the internet, dog. I saw that video, and I would have laughed at it. It was funny,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think he's so into character, and the movie's still going on that he's mad that I told everybody that hey, it was a stunt double. It wasn't really me, or was it? This wasn't really my persona. This was an act. He was mad that I exposed him. That's what he was upset
yeah,
with. That he wasn't this hardcore guy that was willing to throw a chair. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't. I mean, I didn't expose the other 99.9% the shenanigans that's going on. It was just at one moment that you were close enough to me where I feel like I deserved to film it if you was gonna throw that chair. So at the official weigh-ins earlier that day, I walked past him because I was grabbing something to drink. So I said, "What's up?" And then he didn't say nothing, and I noticed that he was mean mugging me. So I turned. You see, I turned real quick, and I said, "What's up?" He was like, "What's up?" And then I walked
hmm
away, and that was it. So it was no real. I mean, the camera angle that they used, by the way, embedded the episode you guys see. That camera is not even embedded camera. That's from the Mac Life. So his videographer, they used footage for his camera. The actual embedded camera that was on deck was my camera. The guy was standing there, so you could see me turn, look at him, and say, "I said, what's up?" And you can see that angle. So it's trickery of cameras, and I wasn't trying to start no stuff, but at the same time, no man's finna call me a bitch. Like, that's not
Now,
going to happen.
was this before he called you a bitch?
He called me that.
So he called you a bitch on Twitter, and then
He
that's when that
called me
happened.
that on Twitter after that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that seems a little bit weird. So
Called me
after
that
that
after
incident,
that.
that's when he called you a bitch.
Yeah. And I basically so many words like, hey man, some of us really about that life. Some of us really from that the walks of life where you can get slapped on sight for saying some stuff like that. So, you might want to watch, who you calling the, BITCH, and you just basically need not call me that. So he never called me a B. He called he called he called my Twitter handle one. When he saw me in person, that's when he was doing that little weak mug.
Yeah. That was are you talking about right before the public weigh-in?
No, before the public weigh in, he walked by and tried to do that little mean mug thing, and
Yeah.
I was like, please. He was like, please what? Please what, motherfucker? Please what? You like a girl with that camera phone? Where's your camera phone? So every camera that came there, he got louder and louder and louder as the camera phone. And I'm thinking like, dude, I'm focusing on number one. I got a karate sizing dude trying to take my belt, and I ain't trying to have it. I ain't finna let you get me off my rocker and focus on you when you ain't even fighting me.
Yeah.
So I just kind of just said whatever. Let him
Yeah.
have that let him have
Yeah.
that weak ass moment. Because once again, if you wanted to come get some, should nobody if is nobody in that arena that can stop me from getting to somebody if I really wanted to get to him.
Yeah, but and I remember when that happened. I mean, I was obviously back there with you,
Oh, you was
and
videoing it, right?
yeah, I videoed it with the champ camp, the thing. So, but I mean, I kind of felt bad for you in the sense that you felt as though you was taking an L because you couldn't say nothing at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like
But
I
I
was
mean, it
taking
was
the
the best.
L because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. He can say what he wants, but a lot of them other suckers was there to watch him, and a lot of them was buying pay-per-views because he was fighting on the card. So you think I'm finna knock out Conor McGregor before I fight for world title and mess up my own money? Heck to the no. So I let
Yeah.
Mr. Lucky Charm have his little quick moment. Um, but if I see him just on a regular, I guarantee you he won't have nothing to say, especially if he ain't got nobody with him. Which I don't know if that
Yeah.
ever happens. Is he ever by himself with nobody with him, or does
Nah,
he
I
always
mean,
have like?
you got to think about like Connor. He's like off. I mean, he lives in Ireland and he's always around his people. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's really one of the only dudes that don't have any affiliations with anybody else. When you think about it, like it's him in Ireland, but they're so far removed from like everybody else in MMA. Like they don't really have any friends, and they don't cross train with anybody. I mean, he's really that far removed. So the odds of you seeing him anywhere or being around somewhere are pretty slim.
Yeah,
Much less,
and just for the
much less being
record,
alone.
I'm not looking for the dude. I'm
Yeah,
not like, hey, he's not. I haven't lost any sleep over this fake quarrel that we had. I can care less. I'm just
yeah,
saying, like, just in general.
yeah. But I mean, like
Now, if
you
he wanted to make
never
some
commit.
money and fight, then now we talking about something different.
Yeah. Well, you never know. What are the odds of that happening though? Has anybody like reached out and was like, hey, well, let's make this.
If Conor wants it to happen, it'll happen. So,
Yeah.
I ain't trying to put him out there, but I'm trying to put him out there.
Yeah.
I
Well, he
think
ain't
I
stupid,
think the
man.
fan. That's what I was trying to say without saying it. I was saying I'm a lot bigger than him, and I wouldn't be like, oh, he's scared to fight me because clearly I weigh 200 pounds. Clearly he weighs 30 pounds less than me. So if he would think that, man, I'm not going up to fight a real welterweight, how can we knock him for that? But if he did and he wanted to test his luck and go after 3 belts, that's what he really, really wanted to do, then hey man, you got my full support.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, well, man, listen. We gonna move this thing, keep this thing moving. and move away from Conor for a moment.